Well, here we are, Pirate Nation, getting ready for another big Friday night at the Boneyard. Welcome into K13 Media's coverage of Pike County football presented by Countryside Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. It is time, once again, to go inside the huddle with head coach Stephen Holmes. First of all, how was the off week? Did you get a little rest? Did you get to take some time off? I know the answer is no, but I figured I'd at least ask anyway.
Well, we got to heal up. We got some kids that some bumps and bruises and some tweaks and sprains and strains. We got to heal those guys up and took full advantage of that. Got some good work done. Our kids did a great job embracing, showing everybody what a bye week should look like. So I was really proud of them coming out of that.
Well, before we talk about tonight's game against Mount Zion Carroll, let's go back and talk about our last game against Greenville. Chris, I mean, you and I were just all night, jaws dropped at I think you said it a couple of times, just the aggression, especially from the defensive side of our football team in that win.
Physicality.
That was the word.
Physicality. Could you talk about that physicality? I mean, the boys look good, even coming off of Sumter.
Absolutely.
And how physical they were with Sumter, even with that, whatever that score was, they had that same physicality against Greenville.
Absolutely.
Good.
Well, Coach Rowland, Coach Theo, Coach Gimmel, Coach Foster done a great job getting our guys ready every week. And, our kids work hard. It all starts in the middle right there with Jalen Hudson and Max McBrayer and Gray Cook and Maddox Storm. Those four guys they anchor that defense, and our defensive backs have done a better job this year defending the pass and supporting us on the run. Just really proud of them, and they made some big plays with Ethan Luna, and just worked really hard. We had a good physical week. They make our offense better because we got to block those guys in practice, so they make our offense better as well. And just really excited about the job they've done.
I got to ask the question because in my 22 years of broadcasting high school football, I've never seen a game end with 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter. So can you clarify what happened, why we ended early? Any kind of explanation for that?
I don't have anything. All I got from the officials, they walked over with that 2 minute 15 seconds and handed me the game ball, or our game ball, and said, "Coach, the game's over." And I was perplexed as you guys were. I had never heard that. Didn't really know how to take that. I knew we were ahead, so if they said it's over, then Coach, of course we're like the result.
Coach, I think that may have been the first time in my memory, I'm a '98 graduate, that I ever known a Pike County team to walk a team off.
Well, that's what I'd heard that too. So that's a great place to be, I guess. And it was a strange event, and we got up down here in the field after the game, or whatever, and it was short. I looked down there just to make sure the referees wasn't get us all back out there. But it's just a weird situation. But just glad the way of our kids played the bit of the part of the game that we got to play.
I know for us, it was without a doubt in our 4 games we've played this season, the toughest decision we've had to make for a Player of the Game award. And that defensive side, I mean, you've mentioned 4 or 5 names already. We ended up going with Godfrey Mahone, who we're going to be talking to a little bit later on this afternoon. He was our Player of the Game against that Greenville game, but my goodness, I mean, at least a half dozen guys could have got that award 2 weeks ago.
Absolutely. Just a great group of kids. Godfrey's worked extremely hard in the weight room over the off season, and then he is, he's been here with us. He started for us our first year here, and just really excited about his growth and development and how hard he's pushed himself. I know he's got a good mom at home. She has really pushed him hard, and just really excited and really proud for him at this point. He's still got a long way to go, and we're excited about where he's headed. But we just got to keep working and keep getting there.
Well, we're excited about interviewing Godfrey here later on.
I'm excited about that too.
As I'm sure you've seen the last couple of weeks, we've had some fun with your players, Coach. We're really starting to bring out their personalities.
Oh, good.
Are you surprised any about what you've seen from Tucker and Maddox as they jump out at you?
Not really. We're around those guys, and you get to be around them so much. It's pretty cool. You learn a lot of their intricacies and that type of deal, just being around them, and not really surprised. Those guys they're very colorful. And when they're around each other. So.
You have a kicker on this team, and I can't remember his name, but he keeps avoiding this.
He does.
He's the smartest one of everybody.
Well, I guarantee you he's somewhere right now working at a soccer field or something because he's a hard-working kid. And he does. He's not trying to avoid you on purpose, I promise.
I may be avoiding him now.
We've got Coach Stephen Holmes here with us, Chris Childress. I'm Chad Feltman, Eric Edmondson producing and directing. And again, we're getting ready for tonight's game back at the Boneyard. It'll be our 5th game of the season. And, Coach, we got a tough one here tonight. We got an undefeated team coming in here. Mount Zion Carroll. The Eagles are rolling in here tonight. They've scored a lot of points. They're undefeated. What jumps out to you about this Mountain Time team here this evening?
Just how physical they are. Their quarterback's he's a leader. We've coached against him the last 3 years. He's a 3-year starter for them and does a great job. Very tough, tenacious football team. They play very hard. They're well coached, and they do some things that give you some matchup problems. We got to do a great job of execution, and it's going to be a great ball game.
What about from your team? Because this tonight is our final non-region game before we go to Callaway next Friday night. Anything different we may see personnel-wise, scheme-wise that we haven't seen yet this season?
With the power ranking deal that we play in, it is every week really matters. Your region,
that's a great point.
Your region doesn't. The only thing your region does is the region champion. That's the purpose that the region that you play in serves. But you have to be playing your best every week. Every one of them count. And
see, I'm so old school. I'm still thinking about the top 4 teams going to the playoffs. This whole power ranking thing, I forget every week's a playoff game.
It is. Every week is a playoff game, and you got to change your perspective on things a little bit, and but you still can't lose focus. Still getting better, and putting your kids in position to make plays.
So Mount Zion also hasn't given up many points.
No, they have not.
And there's one thing that's been really awesome about your sophomore quarterback this year is that he doesn't really make a lot of mental mistakes. Can you talk a little about his growth into the year and getting into this Mount Zion game?
Well, when you got a sophomore quarterback, first time, behind the center, working, you just got to really measure that. Is he doing it right more often than he's doing it wrong? And then you got to grow from there. You got to have that understanding because there's going to be, flowers grow in the valley. So when you're in the valley, there's going to be some mistakes. The big thing is you got to make sure that you learn from them and you keep growing them mentally. And also, too, you got to meet him where he is. You can't ask him to do anything that that you would like to do with another kid, or you got to meet him where he is, talent-wise, mental-wise, and then also too, offense all about getting the ball to your best players, and can he do that? And we're working very hard to do that. And I'm just really proud of his growth, and every opportunity, we just got to make sure tonight that we finish this game better than we started it. That's our whole goal.
Speaking of growth with the football program, let's talk about some of the other teams associated with Pike County High School and the Pike County Pirate football program. We'll start with the middle school team. Had a big win on Wednesday to finish the regular season 4-2. I know they wanted to get to that playoff this season, but that was a fun team to watch. I had a chance to watch them one game, but just kind of give us your take now that you've seen the entire season of your 7th and 8th grade.
Yeah, the future is very bright here at Pike County football. It's just a great group of kids. The way our middle school league shook out, the middle school playoffs, the top 2 teams, we're in the east side or the west side. The top 2 teams on the east side get the playoffs. Well, the 3 best teams in the whole league are all in our side. So somebody's going to get left out, and unfortunately that's us. We did finish on top with those guys, and we got a great 8th grade group that's coming in the 9th grade, and then we got another great group right behind them, and then our 6th grade group is really good too. Those kids got big futures. They work very hard. Good families. They represent their families well. They got everything you want. They got linemen. They got skill players, both sides of the ball, and I'm just excited about getting to work with those kids and seeing their growth. They've got so many people in our community, rec department-wise, it's already poured into them before they got to middle school. So they've done what you need to do to keep those kids together and to help them grow, and they're on the right track. And it's just going to be exciting. The next couple of years is going to be a really exciting time for Pike County football.
So the one thing they're missing, Chris Childress, is a freezer and some meat.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
I love that transition.
Sure can. We're having our freezer beef raffle right now. It's going on, and you can see any of our players. They're selling those tickets. They got 5 of them. So if you hear Chris Childress' name get pulled out, he's getting a freezer and a beef.
If you hear Chris Childress' name pulled out, there's something shady going on.
Yeah, I got it from Coach Holmes. I miss Holmes.
That's right. That's right.
But we're talking like a whole cow, right?
A whole cow, and you get to choose how you want it cut up. So.
And the freezer, not just the cow, but
you get the freezer.
I think I'm more excited about the freezer and all the frozen meals.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. But we just something that we wanted to do something that everybody could benefit from and be a little different. So it was. I actually got that idea from a friend of mine who coaches in Alabama. I went to college with. So I bought a ticket from him when he did the rap, I said, we're going to do that one. That's a good one. So
I love it. So make sure you get your tickets from any player. Will they be on sale at the game?
they sure
tonight?
will.
Okay.
They sure will. They sure will.
So make sure when you come into the Boneyard, get your tickets. Again, it's an entire cow and the freezer. And that drawing will be coming up in a couple of weeks. So great promotion for the Pike County football program and the Touchdown Club. So make sure when you come tonight, get those raffle tickets.
It's limited, right? Limited tickets.
Oh no, we'll sell we'll sell as many as we can until we draw for it.
Okay.
Chris wants it to be limited to 10.
I
I see where he's going.
We'll sell as many as we can.
I love it. I
We
love
should
it,
have a
mate.
big night here this evening. Weather's going to be good once again at the Boneyard. 7:30 is our kickoff time. Our pregame show will start tonight at 7 p.m. as the Pirates go for their third win of the season after a big win 2 weeks ago against Greenville. All right, now before we let Coach Holmes go, we got to go to our fantasy picks for week number 4. You haven't been doing too bad.
Man,
this
you
year.
had a great
We're all
great last
kinda in
week.
this. I
Yeah.
got to tally up our numbers, but I think we're all pretty much.
Yeah, I'm ahead, but I'm gonna be humble.
Yeah,
I'm
you're
gonna
ahead
say-
by a game or two,
I'm
but-
gonna stay humble.
So this is going to be a very tough week to pick some college football games because it's slim pickings this week. But we'll go with Coach and let him choose first as always. So Coach, here we go. Our 12 p.m. kickoff on Saturday. Number 17, Texas Tech at number 16, Utah. 12 o'clock on
Yeah.
Saturday. Who do you
Man,
like?
that's a tough one. Golly, I always like Utah. I always like the way they play. I like their coach. If they got the same one, I hope they do. But I always, I'm gonna go with Utah.
All right, also at 12 o'clock. This could be a sleeper game of the weekend, being a really competitive, fun game to watch. 12 o'clock, SMU at undefeated TCU.
Oh, golly, that's
Neither
all.
team is ranked, but could be a pretty good ball game.
Hey, I'm gonna go with the Pony Express. SMU.
And probably the one marquee game of the entire weekend, 3:30 on Saturday. Number 22 Auburn and number 11 Oklahoma.
Oh, I got to go War Eagle on that one. I got too many friends that
Sounds like a political
It
pick
is.
for me.
Here, kitty, kitty.
All right, next game, 7:30 Saturday night, Florida and their crazy schedule this season. They roll
Wow.
down to Miami to take on the 4th-ranked Hurricanes. Does Florida get it done? Do they win a game in the next month, or is it struggle all season?
I'm cheering for Coach, but I think Miami's gonna get them.
No love from Coach Holmes. Miami goes with that one. And the final game of our Week 5 fantasy picks, you know it's a slow week in college football when we're talking about number 9 Illinois and number 19 Indiana.
Illinois, Burt Malema. I think highly of him. I hope they're good because I'm picking them. But Illinois, I'm gonna go Illinois.
There you have it. Coach Holmes picks for Week 4 of our fantasy picks. Again, Chris and I, along with Eric, will give you our picks later on tonight during our countdown to kickoff, which will start at 7 p.m. Coach, as always, thank you for joining us and letting us be a part of your program this season. It's been a ton of fun, and hopefully we can keep it rolling here tonight against Mount
Absolutely.
Coach Stephen Holmes joining us inside the huddle, presented by Countryside Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Again, we're with you tonight at 7 p.m. Our pregame coverage will start. It's the countdown to kickoff, powered by Enlightening Electric, and then at 7:30, kickoff from the Boneyard, Pirates and the Eagles, right here with K13 Media.